Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in Gelderland. I'm thinking that I might change the chicken coop around. Like, we'll go and place the chicken coop somewhere different than where it is right now. And then once we've done that, I'll change also the pallet spawn. And what I might need to do is I might need to get a different mod. Because in order to have a second line of pallets spawning out, I need to be able to change some code on there, which I don't know how to change. Well, it's not change, it's add in some code, and I don't actually know how to do that. That's a little bit beyond my capabilities, so I'm not going to try and do it, because I'm just going to mess something up. All I need to do, I'll find a new mod that has got more than one line of pallets, and then I can change it around and I can make it work. That I can do. I know how to do that bit. I just can't add an additional line of pallets. And yeah, it doesn't really make much difference to anything, does it? It's same effect, really. It's just me here making excuses for why I can't do something. So, really, all you've heard is blah, 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 blah. I can't do it. Which is fair enough, yeah. That is essentially what I'm saying. Right. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take the next one, and so we've got the pink one is the extreme, and then this one here is the normal, and we will hook these two together, and then we're going to go over to those pallets of eggs that we've got, and we're going to test these two out. I will just go and check the tractor, if we can find it. There we go. Right. I don't think there's anything else in this field. I think this whole field is now ready. We've got no crops growing in here. Let's go up to this bit a minute. And right, there is our field. And there's no crops visible in that field now. The whole thing is ploughed, top to bottom. And if we go into here, there's no fertiliser on this lower half. So we do want to do something about that. Going to want to get a little bit of fertilizer thrown on there. Field 14, we could also want some fertilizer. And fields 12 and 10, I wanted to join those two together and do something with them. But they're growing crops at the moment. And we've got one is wheat and one is barley. So what I'm actually going to do is combine them before I do anything else. And then we can kind of worry about stuff afterwards. So this one here is going to need fertilizer, which means I'm going to want a fertilizer spreader. And I'm also going to want... See, I like to do everything organic. I don't like using artificial fertilizers and herbicides and stuff. I don't like using it in real life. But it is an option in the game, so I think for this series I will use it. It's also a lot quicker and easier, so we will go with that. Let's go in here, because if I just get something going with that... Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into fertilizer spreaders in here. We've got various different options. We've got a nice big Bredel spreader right there. Look at that. Beautiful thing. Spreader system with discs. You've got a 6 meter spreading unit on there, which adds it out. That gives you 18 meter spread. If you go to the mods in here, this one goes up to 24 meters. This one does 42 meters in spreading width, if you want to, which is pretty awesome. A 42 meter width. That's like the whole field getting done in just like 2 passes or something obscene like that. That's fantastic. Another 42 there. That one's 42. That one's 36. We got some really good options here. Oh, excuse me. Case Titan floater. We got a floater. What is... Ooh. Okay. Okay, I like the look of this thing. I want one. I want one of these toys. Okay, we're doing stuff with that. We're not going to do stuff with that at the moment, but we're definitely going to come back and do stuff with that one. This thing here, how does this even turn? That does, like, how do you turn the wheels on that? That's just going to drag them sideways. Pop the things off. That one looks cool and weird. All right, well, there's another one there. There's lots of things that I want to try. This one here is 24 meters. That's 42 meters. That's a 9 meter spreading width. This is very much like the really old-fashioned ones with a little wagging tail on the back. I actually like those. I think they look quite cool. So we've got a little tail wagger right there. And this one here is another tail wagger. That is a 6-meter spreading width. And it does 12 kilometers an hour for standard speed. 4 kilometers an hour. We can slow that right down to doing 2k, all the way up to 22. 2 kilometers an hour with the spreading width of 6 meters. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm tempted though I am. I'm not actually gonna do that. This one here, so we've got a couple different ones. We've got this lizard one here, which is 850. That's 6 meter spread. We've got that one, which is kind of a newer one, and the same as 10 meters. That's 10 meters as well. And you can see what I'm going to do here. You already know this is 18 meters. So the smallest spreading width we've got is that one. So that's the one I'm going to buy. Now, we can have grey. You can have pretty much any color you want. We can have, let's go with a red oxide color. A little bit of yellow on it as well. So we're going to buy that one. 850 euros. I'm not increasing the speed. I want this one to do a standard speed. Now, it does only take 300 liters of fertilizer. I've also got my plow right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drive this one over here, because the plow, I'm going to want that back at the farm. I've no intention of getting rid of this plow. There are other big plow options, but I really, really love this plow, so I'm planning on keeping this one, and I'm using it a lot for most of the plowing work that we do. So that one we will keep hold of. I'm not got much fertilizer here, so I'm going to need to go into big bags right there, and we're going to buy a bag of solid fertilizer. Actually, no. I tell you what, that spreader, that takes 300 liters, doesn't it? And we do actually have options to get less than a big bag. We can get small bags of fertilizer. So I'm going to buy a couple small bags, and we'll handball them in. We'll chuck them in by hand. Something I have done many times. Look at that. This is a spreader that you would normally put on like a Massey 35 or something like that. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, what a Massey... I know some of you are very familiar with farming, others not so much. So I'm trying to do this series where I'm sort of teaching a little bit, so those of you who don't know anything about farming can at least see a few of the things and maybe understand a little bit more about what I'm talking about. So you got these older tractors here, and the machine that I'm currently using, the fertilizer spreader, that particular one was designed for that's a much older tractor. Well, I was looking for a Massey 35. I don't think I've actually got one. But anyway, it was designed for tractors like this. Little, small, old tractors like that. That's what it was designed for. And you can see by the scale of the tractor right there. You can see the size of the seat in there. And, you know, your feet are down here. One person stand on this tractor. It's not a big tractor at all. Yeah, you get the idea of the sort of the scale of that tractor. I'm just having a quick look to see if we do have a Massey Ferguson 165 right here, a 165, and there is also a 135, which is a bit smaller than this. It's essentially, it looks like this one, and it's a newer version. The Massey 35 is an older one. I don't believe we have anything of the sort. This one here is This is a 133. This is closer, again, to a Massey 35. The Massey 35 doesn't have the square bonnet on the top, and it's a very popular tractor here in England. It was extremely popular, and there's still a lot of them around, but you can see on here, I'll just point to these, like you got this double pin on the top and the pin up here and so on. This is all very, very accurate, and is what it looks like. You don't get double pins like that on tractors now. They don't have a need for them. The machinery that you would have put on there using that double pin no longer exists. You don't have things that use double pins like that anymore. They've basically changed the way that things work. It was something that was unique to those particular tractors. But anyway, that's the kind of tractor that you're after for a fertilizer spreader like this. So you know, if you put that one on the back of a small little tiny tractor, it would look about right. You put it on the back of this thing, and yeah, it looks a little bit like our tractor is overkill for the job. just a little tiny bit, just a little bit there, right? Yeah, not much. And but I mean, you look at me compared to the tractor, and then you look at, you know, my seat and everything. You get a bit of an understanding of the scale of things on it now. But anyway, this one is 300 liters, so I want to go into here, and I want to go. I think we want to go pallets, and I think we can get individual bags of fertilizer. It might not be under pallets, actually. It might be under big bags. All right, let's try looking under big bags. And there we go. There, right. Barley, chaff, oat, potato. We've got everything in bags right here. Everything that we could possibly want. And there is fertilizer right there. And it's 100 liters bag. 90 kilo bags. That is a little excessive. Normally they would be 50 kilo bags if you're getting them in small bags. And 50 kilos is a fair slice. Trust me, I have handled them quite a lot. It is a fair bit. 1, 2, and 3 right there is all we need to fill up our spreader. So I'm just going to bring this one over here. We've got our 3 bags of fertilizer right there. I'm just going to bring this one over. You would lower it down like that. You pick those bags up one at a time and dump them in over the top. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually physically pick these up. Now, 90 kilos a pop. To be honest, I'm not sure I'd be able to throw that around too easily. But, well, we'll say that we can for game purposes. But there we go. Loaded that one up. Beautiful. I've done that job with a spreader that looks pretty much identical to that, except that it didn't have a wagging tail on the back. It had a spinning disc on the bottom. As old as that one, and was probably older than that one, actually. But yeah, I've done that job many, many times. Loaded up the fertilizer by hand into a little tiny spreader like that, and off you go. Right, now we want to have a look in here, and I want to just make sure that we get to the right spot, because we've already got fertilizer on part of this field, so we don't need fertilizer on all of this field, only part of it. And I suspect it is about where that point is there. That seems about right. So if I come over here like this, it's got a 6 meter spreading width on it. I'm going to line that one up there, and then we should have under our options, if we go down here, that one, AI worker refill, fuel, seeds, fertilizer, everything is all in there. The AI worker will, I need to unfold it. Oh, cool. Right, it's not much, but you can see right there, there's a little lever, yeah? Can you see that lever? Now, obviously, on this tractor, you wouldn't have a hope of being able to reach it from in the cab. You'd have to climb out, go and do it. If you're on a little tiny tractor, you can just reach behind you. You can reach that handle, and you can move it, and that moves that little bit there. You can see it's moving right there. And what that does is that opens up the chute inside and allows the fertilizer to drop down into the little funnel at the bottom, and then that can be spread out and spread across the field. So we've gone like that, we've undone it, and then we can start it, and that's what the tail thing looks like. It spreads it out like that, and that is actually fairly accurate. So I'm going to set the hired help going on there. So it's not using up the fertilizer that we've got in the spinner. It is now just spreading it across the field, and the hired help is buying it as he goes along. And I'm hoping we can see from there, if I switch over and switch back, it just updates it. So there's going to be a little tiny bit there that doesn't get the fertilizer. But that field there, it should now get fertilizer spread right across the whole thing. It's going to do 12 kilometers an hour. We've got this monstrous great big tractor. I mean, really, we should have put this on an even bigger tractor, because it would have been even more comical to see it going. And that is going to spread this whole field. I am actually just going to nurse it down to the other end, because I want to make sure that it is able to turn around by itself, because that end has got a great ditch in it. And there's also a little tiny bit of land over there that I don't think it got missed. I think it's, well, the plow didn't catch that bit. It says it's plowed there. But there's a little tiny bit there, but I think that's not a issue for field creation. I think that's just a little tiny bit of the crop that was in the field there. Yeah, that's all that is. That was just a bit of the crop. Well, we'll actually come out here, I think, with the trailers, and we'll make sure we catch that, and then that can be dealt with properly. Right, he's going to go up to there, and he's stopping. He is turning round, and he's getting stuck because he's utterly useless. So what I'm going to do now, I think he was actually going to try and turn around the other way, which I didn't want. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to send this one off down this way. It's not quite going to the edge of the field there, is it? So I'm going to go over a wheel's width, just there. That's better. Going to go down to the end of the field, he's going to turn round, he's going to come back up again, and then that will be enough of a barrier for us to use to turn round. So while that one is doing that, we're going to skip over to this one. We're going to pick up that plough on the front of the tractor, right there, and we're going to head up the road. But because we've got that little bit in the field that's missing, I'm going to drive it into the field, and I'm just going to plough that bit in, because I want to, and that will make sure that we've got the whole field done, because I don't want bits left behind. It's untidy and it's messy. I'm curious how long it's going to take us to do all of this field. Possibly a little while. Now, this one right here, if I drop that down there, and then I reverse, excellent. That's all we needed to do. I didn't need anything extra. Nothing fancy. Now I can come out of this field, and we'll be able to go and put the plough away, and then we can also test these trailers. So we've got the standard trailer, and we've got the extreme one for our pallets. They don't actually take very many. If you have a look in here, it's on, actually, I don't want that one. I want trailer 1, loading type Euro pallet. That takes 12 Euro pallets. See that car? He just about hit us. That's appalling. And then if I switch to the second trailer, that one takes 24 pallets. So there's a very different loading style on there. But I thought that Euro pallets with the normal loaded 16 pallets, not 24 or 12. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. This is why I'm quite curious to see what this is going to be. So it is standard Euro pallets, which is the ones with the eggs right here. We'll deal with the plough in a minute. I just want to test this loading thing first. And I'm going to go up to here, and then I'm going to press Roof for R, and I'm going to load. Oh, I see. Right. So he's not changed the configuration at all. What he's done is he's laid them out like that on this trailer. And then if you go with the extreme one, so I could actually put these, unload these now. If I put them there, boom, like that. And then if I go to the rear trailer and I go to load that one up, that one will load 24 pallets. Why is it not loading 24 pallets? Oh, it's because it didn't see them. Right. And that's loaded 24 pallets right there. Huh. I mean, we could string together a few of those. That could be quite cool looking, I mean, if we were to do something like that. I don't really want to do that, though. Okay, so we've got that bit right there, and that's all I really wanted to see. I just wanted to see how that worked with the extreme versus the standard. So that is the extreme, just loads them up like that. It's nothing particularly fancy there, is it? I'm going to keep these two trailers for now, just in case I want them for shunting stuff around the yard. I'm not sure if I will want them or not, but just in case we do, we'll bring them over here. We'll park them up. And I'm aware that I do also want to have a whole load of machinery here. Well, not machinery, some sheds and stuff. Put a few things in just to make things a little bit neater and tidier. I love our tractor up on top of the roof there, by the way. I'm thinking that we get some more, but not normal tractors like that. I quite like the idea of having like a collection of the old tractors and the slightly more weird ones lined up on the roof of the shed, because I think that would actually be quite cool to look at. Right. I will drop the plough down there. Let's not drive over the plough. And then I will come out of the shed. And that's all I need to do here for a minute. That's all I want to do with that one. Our fertiliser spinner should be just about done. Let's go and check up on it. How are you doing, fertiliser spinner? Are you stuck? You've actually done 3. So you've got... Oh, I see. He's only gone up to that bit up there, and then he's going to head back down to the corner. How badly did he get stuck down here, I wonder? Like, was there any issues down here? We did our little bit of landscaping down here, and I'm quite pleased with what we've got here. The bit of plants and stuff that you can see right there, they will end up not caught. They won't cause any major issues. Right, I'm just going to stop that one there, and then I'm going to bring you over here like this. Probably... Oh, actually, I did get rid of the trees around the edge, so I'm hoping it will be okay with that. And you come up here like this. And now if I press H, should head down across the field there and be the correct width away. And I'm hoping that the trees won't interfere with it either. So this one is probably going to take the whole of the rest of the winter to spread fertiliser on his field. But we've got hired help working away there. He's quite happy. He'll be able to carry on and do that, which means that we can go and do a few other things. Now, I wanted pigs, I said, and I need to do that. So we're going to be planting some barley. We've got a bit of barley over there, and we're going to want to plant a bit more barley. Well, actually, what planting windows have we got? We've got September and October. So I can't go planting barley at the moment, so it means I've got a barley field here with one of these, which is field 10. I got field 10, which is barley. I could go further north and we could buy another one. It's a long way away. I don't really want to go that far away from anything at the moment. Well, maybe I could try planting sunflowers in this one. Actually, we're going to want corn, aren't we? We're going to want a lot of corn, so I suppose we could plant corn in that field. While I do want a lot of corn, I also want something to start working with some of the factories, and one of those things would be flour. Now, a good one for flour is actually oats, so I think maybe we should plant oats in that big field over there. And then we've got over here, I've got field 37, which is a nice big field, and I think I can actually join that onto field 38. I don't know if there's a ditch in between. We could have those two join together. That says potatoes in there. If we go to growth, that's actually growing potatoes, so we would need to harvest that field first, and then we could potentially join these on afterwards. Field 38 is canola. We've got a lot of canola in 38 and in 16 as well, so we could go and do something in those two fields, and then maybe join some of these together. I'm not quite sure what we'll do in here yet, but the canola is good because we can use that to make oils. There's quite a few different things that we can use it for later on. It's just that we're not quite ready to use it yet. But what I was thinking of doing is, if I go into the farmland bit just here, that one is 228,000, so I can buy that one, yes. And I can also buy field 17, yes, okay. Field 11 up there, that one is currently growing oats. And I was thinking of planting oats in here as well. So that would be more oats, which is flour, essentially. We'd be able to get some more flour out of that. I got a lot of things that I want to plant here. What other crops might I want? I suppose sugar beet we'll want at some point. I'm not worried about sorghum. I am wondering if we should do grapes. Does anyone want to see me doing any grapes? Messing around with those, or olives? I haven't done olives. I did do grapes in a time-lapse. I'm not that keen on doing them because they're a lot of work, but I can do them if you want me to. Let me know about that one. I'm not so fussed about it. Farmland number 29 up here. I'm going to go and buy that one while we're at it. We're on a spending splurge. Let's do it. That leaves me with 1.5 million. So I've got a few fields now. We've got some that we're going to want to harvest. I've got a few that we're going to want to plant. Well, field 18 is I'm going to want to plant. I don't think we've actually got any others. It's field... Oh, no, it's that one. It's field 14, sorry. That one we need to plant. This one here we want to plant, and this one. That one, this area here, we're not planting up. That's not being planted anymore. So I'm actually going to go, while I'm hanging around, I'm going to go to, here, construction, and I'm going to go to landscaping, and I'm going to go to painting, and I'm going to just have we're going to have the green grass of home right here, and I'm going to take this green grass of home, and I'm going to make that a wee bit bigger like that, and I'm also going to turn it into a circle, because I just prefer that, and I'm going to do this, and actually, what would it be like if I did actually work with a square on this one? There, let's do that. Because I don't want to go, like, way out on the edges, because I don't actually want to get rid of the plants, because although I am, like, just doing whatever I want in this, I don't want to destroy the map. I don't want to make everything look horrible. I've gone and built that ramp further down on this field. That's about the only ramp we're going to be building, and we're going to make sure that we have room to be able to access that ramp whenever we want. So we can test a few different vehicles on that ramp, but I don't want to be testing any others in other places. So I'm just being very careful here with removing the actual field with the painting so that I don't sort of spoil the rest of the map around us, because I really don't want to do that. I do want this whole map to actually stay looking quite cool. Right, I'll bring that one over there. Like that. We need to build a dairy as well, because now that we've got food in for the cows, they're going to start producing milk. And that means that we need to have a dairy so that we can start getting some stuff out of there. If we're going to want to make cake, we're going to need a supply of strawberries coming from a greenhouse. So we're going to need some greenhouses going down in order to facilitate that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with greenhouses at the moment. I haven't really thought about it very much. It doesn't matter so much coming this way if we do go over the grass a bit, because I kind of want to make the whole area will eventually get painted over with something other than just green texture. So I'm not putting down grass on this. It's a bit of a waste of time. I just wanted to get rid of the actual field bit, because it's not field anymore. We don't want this as field, so we're just going to paint over all of it. There, right, that's gone. So now if we have a look in here, that is no longer... Well, it's actually got a thing there. Why is that still got a thing? It shouldn't have a thing. I went carefully around the edge and got rid of all that. There should be no field texture there. Why is there still field texture? That's just weirdness. Is it because I changed it to the bigger thing? Is it not caught up yet with the map? Ah, it's because it hadn't caught up. It took a minute for it to actually catch up. Right, okay. And if we go back over here, you can see... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.